I drive the number 31
Caterpillar Chevrolet for Richard Childress Racing. And Jeff is a two-time winner here at Darlington, and he's currently 9th in points. And, Jeff, talk about what it means to win at a racetrack as storied and as difficult and as challenging as Darlington is.
Well, this to me is, I hate to say it's the biggest race of the year because I don't mean any disrespect to Daytona, but this is right up there. That the Southern 500 has a special meaning to me. I think it's the history of our sports right here, and the thought that somebody would build this racetrack, the shape they built it, the size they built it, at the time that they built it was pretty phenomenal. And you go back and watch video of, it's narrow now, but it was really narrow then. And you go back and watch that video, and it's just really cool to be here. So it's to me it's the most historic weekend of the year, and that makes it special.
Okay, thank you, Jeff. We'll take questions now for Jeff. We've got a couple of wireless mics. Raise your hand high. We'll start here with Jenna, and then we'll go to Kenny.
Jenna Fryer, Associated Press. Jeff, you've had really strong cars. It seems like you've also had a lot of bad luck. How close do you think, a lot's made of Jeff Gordon knocking on the door. How close do you feel that you are to getting through and getting that win?
I think we're really close. We're doing the things we need to do. We're leading laps, running in the front. We're, putting ourselves in position to win. We've put ourselves in position to lose too. By having good race cars, our weaknesses have come out a little bit, and we've got to get better. We've made some mistakes that have put us in positions that we didn't need to be in, and a few occasions we had stuff that we could have done nothing about. But at the end of the day, it rests on our shoulders to finish it off. But I'm extremely optimistic about what we can do. I'm disappointed in the results we've had, but I feel really good about what we can do. Well, we've had mistakes on pit road with me not being in the box. We had a few mistakes, me doing stuff on pit road. We had a few calls on the pit box that weren't exactly what they needed to be. We had a few pit stops that weren't exactly what they needed to be. We haven't done those in great quantity, but we've done them at the wrong time. And we had the tire thing at Martinsville. There's nothing we could have done about that. It wasn't that the bead melted. We ran over something and had a hole in it. What do you do about that? The thing at Texas, where we got called for the blend line, I think that was I disagreed with the call, and because of the circumstances, and so some of those things that I thought were kind of out of our control bit us, but the things that are in our control is really what I'm worried about, and they've just been little things. It hasn't been like we've just been habitual offenders, but we've done things wrong at the wrong time on several occasions.
Let's go with Kenny Bruce and then Marty Smith.
Kenny Bruce with SceneDaily.com. Jeff, we hear drivers talk about how you really have to race the racetrack here. But isn't that the case everywhere you guys go? And what's so different about that situation?
Well, this place is a little bit like Bristol and Talladega. And when you get in a wreck, everybody just says, "Well, that's Bristol, that's Talladega," and it's kind of the same thing here. You hit the wall here and you wreck, and you just say, "Well, that's Darlington." It's a little bit of the built-in excuse factor. I mean, that's what there's no question that this racetrack, if you mess up, you're going to hit something. At Michigan, if you messed up, you're not necessarily going to hit something, and that's the big difference. The other thing that's interesting about this racetrack, I think, is that to run fast, you have to be aggressive. You can't ride around this racetrack and go fast. You have to be very aggressive. Aggressiveness is rewarded here. The problem is, you pay the price for it too, and it's a finer line here just because of how narrow the groove is, and that's really what it boils down to.
Okay, let's go to Marty and then David Caravello.
Marty Smith, ESPN. Jeff, with any time a driver and crew chief come together, there's the period of building chemistry and learning one another and whatnot. That takes a while for some teams. So when you win with that new crew chief, what does that do for a race? I know it seems like an elementary question, but what does that do for the team?
Well, I think the team realizes whether you're winning or losing, to be quite honest, what the relationship is. And you can be saying all the right things, the crew chief can be saying all the right things, but if you're not communicating correctly and the car's not getting better and things aren't happening the way they need to, then the whole team picks that up. In the case I'm in now with Todd, we from the first race ran well. We haven't won yet, but we've run well enough to win, and the team picks up on that too. And I believe in chemistry. I believe that you guys all know I'm not a big believer in momentum, but I am a big believer in chemistry. And anytime that communication is good, anytime that you're seeing results through that communication, then that means that the elements are there to be able to be successful, and you can build on that.
All right, let's go David Caravello, Ben White, and then Reggie Anderson.
David Caravello, NASCAR.com. Jeff, have you guys gotten to the point with this green-white checkered situation where you're almost game planning for those 6 extra laps and kind of working that into your strategy before the race even starts?
I've been one that has said we're not going to game plan for it. I've been the guy, that's been saying, look, you can't fuel mileage for green-white checkers because the majority of the time you're not going to have them. Well, guess what? This year, the majority of the time we have had them. And I don't see how you can't plan for them. I don't know that you pit. If you're running in the front, I don't know that you get a caution and you don't need tires. I'm not sure that you pit because you're out of the green-white checker window, because who knows what the green-white checkered window is. But there's no question that when you start getting 20 to go, 15 to go, 30 to go, the crew chief's mind changes, and he's starting now to think about, okay, with all the what-ifs. And I think more so right now than ever before. I don't remember the year, and you have to excuse me, I'm not good with years, but one year it got to where 2 tires won race after race after race. And then that changed the mentality of putting 2 tires on. And that kind of went away for a little while. And now you see it kind of coming back. And you see and you're seeing the double file restart make a huge impact, the green white checker make a huge impact. But you can't plan for something you don't know you don't even know how many caution laps are going to be. You don't know. I mean, it's impossible to plan for. But as many as we've had, as many late race cautions as we've had, it's hard right now to imagine pitting on the green and running the race out. I mean, it's hard to imagine we're even going to do that.